I hereby call to order this meeting of the Arizona Boxing and Mixed Martial Arts Commission. Today is Wednesday, July 7th, 2021, and the time is 10:02 a.m. With those commissioners that are in attendance, please identify themselves and state as to whether they're here in person or via Google Meets.
Mr. Pennington, you're in mute. We cannot hear you. And Commissioner Feinstein also just joined.
Okay.
Mr. Pennington, can you please unmute yourself? We cannot hear you. Mr. Pennington, the unmute button should be on the bottom left. Or you could call in if that makes it easier for you. The phone number is, can you? 636-707-2531. There's going to ask you for a PIN. The PIN code is 356-911-188 #. Oh, I think you unmuted yourself. Mr. Pennington? Mr. Pennington, if you could hear me, please acknowledge. You muted yourself again. You want to try logging off and logging back in? I think that's going to be your best bet. Mr. Pennington, can you hear me?
I'm gonna get a piece of paper and write his name down. Hey, he probably can't hear you.
He's not seen. I believe he's on the phone.
Mr. Chairman, should we get started in the interest of time, since there's two of us that can at least participate?
Yes, I tend to agree. Why don't we, Mr. Becerra, why don't we start things over and get things going? This is all being recorded anyway, isn't it?
Yes.
I did ask for those commissioners who are in attendance to identify themselves and state as to whether they're here in person or via Google Meets, and that's where I got. So please, commissioners, if you can hear me, please identify yourselves.
Cesare Feinstein, I'm here via Google Meets.
And I am Scott Fletcher. I am here via Google Meets as well. We'll hope that Commissioner Pennington is able to join us here as we move forward. Let's jump into it. Item B is our old business. B1 is our updated COVID-19 protocols. Mr. Becerra.
Yes, we updated the COVID protocols very slightly. We're making the mask optional for our officials and for everybody else. At this point, if you're not vaccinated, you're trying not to be vaccinated. It's so simple. It's a day, a schedule, and I was in and out in half an hour. So at this point in time, I think it's safe to remove the masks. And hopefully in the near future, we could remove the COVID protocols fully. But if there's any spike at all, we could always bring them back and put them effectively where we could keep having our events. But for right now, we're just removing the masks.
Okay, very good. Commissioner Feinstein, Commissioner Pennington, thoughts, questions?
None from me. I support removing the mask from the protocol.
Okay, great. I have the same stance. I agree. Thank you, Mr. Becerra. I think we're continuing to head the right direction.
Thank you.
Let's jump into our new business. C1 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36. The new license application submitted by Mr. Chad Davis for a 2021 professional boxing athlete license. Mr. Becerra, will you speak to that application, please?
Yes, Mr. Chad Davis submitted his application and all the paperwork in. All his medicals are in and approved. I would just ask, I saw him spar, so I'm fully aware that he has good skills and good conditioning. I don't know if the commissioners have any questions for him before I give my recommendation.
Thank you, Mr. Becerra. Commissioner Feinstein, any questions for Mr. Davis?
No questions.
Okay, I too have none here. Mr. Becerra, what is your recommendation?
I recommend we approve.
Okay. The chair would be open to a motion if there is one.
Mr. Chairman, I move that pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604, that we consider the new license application for Mr. Chad Davis for 2021 professional boxing license.
Very good. We have a motion. I am going to second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations, Mr. Davis.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, commissioners. Thank you. I'm glad to be
Thank
back.
you. We appreciate your time. Yeah. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Item C2 is pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36. The new license application submitted by Ms. Carolyn Gerhardt for a 2021 amateur MMA athlete license. Ms. Gerhardt, are you with us?
You're muted.
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us. Mr. Becerra, you speak to her application, please.
Yes. Ms. Gerhardt submitted all her application. All her medicals are in and approved. I did speak with Mrs. Gerhardt a couple of days ago. She trains 6 days a week. 2 of them are for jiu-jitsu. 3 of them are for MMA, and 1 full day for only strength and conditioning. She's been training for the past 9 years. 6 were those were kickboxing, and the last 3 for MMA. She's being matched up with another amateur debut in a card soon with WFF. That being said, I recommend we approve.
Very good. Thank you. Mr. Feinstein, thoughts, questions?
No questions for me.
Okay. I also have no questions. The chair would be open to a motion if there is one.
Mr. Chairman, I move that pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604, that we consider the new license application for Carolyn Gerhardt for a 2021 amateur MMA license.
Okay, very good. It's your intent to approve that, right? I think you said consider. I think we need verbiage like approve in there.
Move to approve, correct. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, no worries. I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations, Ms. Gerhardt.
Thank you so much, commissioners.
Thank you for your time. You take care.
You too.
Let's look at item C3. Again, pursuant to ARS sections 5-227, 228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36, the license application, the new license application submitted by Mr. Jeremy Smith for a 2021 amateur MMA athlete's license. Mr. Smith, are you with us?
I'm here.
All right. Thanks so much for chiming in. We appreciate your time. Mr. Pissarro, you speak to Mr. Smith's application, please.
Yes, Mr. Smith submitted his application. All medical requirements are in. I would like if the commission can give him some questions about his regimen, how he trains, how often. I didn't get a chance to speak with Mr. Smith.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Mr. Smith, will you take the floor and tell us more about your regimen, training regimen, weight, etc., if you would?
Absolutely. So I train with Tomikon Tong Soo Do, so it's traditional Tong Soo Do. I've got some jiu-jitsu background, some kickboxing background. I train 6 days a week. So I train in the afternoon and then again in the evening for about 4 hours. So about 2 hours in the day and about 4 hours in the evening. So about 6 hours for 6 days a week.
Okay, thank you. Is there an event that you are hoping to be a part of?
I was hoping to get on this next fight card, Rough 42, fighting in July, the end of the month here, the 31st.
Okay, and is what kind of weight do you walk around at? What do you hope to compete at?
Right now I'm walking around at about 188, so I was hoping to compete at 185.
Okay, sounds like a 3-pound weight cut doable by the end of the month, right?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Commissioner Feinstein, any questions for Mr. Smith?
Yeah, any prior competitive MMA experience?
This is going to be my first actual, what do I say, my first amateur fight, like in the octagon. But I've been serving 12 years, currently still serving myself in the Army National Guard to the military. And I've competed in some hand-to-hand combat competitions via military.
Thank you for that service. What's motivating you to start an MMA career at this stage of your life?
Most of them say it's a midlife crisis, but I think more so it's keeping me limber. I feel like I'm in more shape than I've been at this point in my life right now. You know, age is just a number. And I think I want to take, because I've been training since I was young. I've been doing martial arts since I was, young, like I'd say about 8 years old till now. And I just want to kind of I want to grow with my knowledge and get more of a grasp on the scene, I guess. I just want to get that chance to actually experience the octagon.
Okay.
I have no further questions. Chair would be open to a motion if there is one.
So I move that pursuant to statutes ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2C604 to approve the new license application for Mr. Jeremy Smith for a 2021 amateur MMA license.
Thank you, Commissioner. I will second that motion. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries 2-0. Congratulations, Mr. Smith. Look forward to your.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Yep. Let's press on. C4 is pursuant to ARS Section 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604 for persons over the age of 36. A new license application submitted by Mr. Ray Beltran for a 2021 professional boxing athlete license. Mr. Beltran, are you with us?
Yes, I am. Good morning.
Welcome. Thank you. We appreciate your time. Mr. Pissarro, you speak to Mr. Beltran's application, please.
Yes, Mr. Beltran submitted all his paperwork. All medicals are in and approved. He's looking to come back and fight next week with Del Sol Promotions on July 16th. That being said, I don't have any issues with his medicals. I recommend we approve.
Thank you, Mr. Becerra. Couple questions. Mr. Beltran, we're getting close to fight time. Can you talk about your current weight and the weight you hope to make?
I'm gonna fight in 140, 42. My weight right now is 149, so I'm close. Not much.
Okay, no concerns about making that number?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Feinstein, questions?
When was the last time you fought?
I fought. I'm not good for the dates, but I think it was in June 2019. Fought the world title, and then we're supposed to be back soon, but and then wait for some time, and then the pandemic, and it took longer than expected.
Okay. No further questions from me, Commissioner.
And I too have no further questions. The chair would be open to a motion.
So I move pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604 that we approve the new license application submitted for Mr. Ray Beltran for a 2021 professional boxing license.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion. I'm going to second that motion. We now have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Mr. Pennington, I believe, did you join?
Well, I've been joined, Carlo. Something happened to my audio. I could not hear anything once I spoke with you to begin with. So I am finally back on by telephone.
Okay, can you do that motion one more time, Mr. Fletcher, please?
Absolutely. Well, I didn't. Commissioner Feinstein would move that motion again.
So pursuant to ARS 5-227, 5-228, and AAC R19-2-C604, I move that we approve the new license application submitted by Mr. Ray Beltran for a 2021 professional boxing license.
Thank you,
Mr. Chairman, I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. Congratulations, Mr. Beltran. Look forward to the 16th.
Thank you very much. See you guys soon.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And Commissioner Pennington, my apologies. We wanted to hear from you. We're glad to now. Welcome back.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize to everyone for whatever the technology interruption was that caused me not to participate in the beginning.
No worries. We'll get this sorted, but glad to have you back. Let's jump into our information reports. D1 is our event reports. The following events were paid and approved by the Executive Director from June 10th, 2021 to July 6th, 2021. The first is a request from Rough Nation for 2 MMA events to be held at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix on Sunday, July 31st, 2021 and Sunday, August 29th, 2021. Item 2 is a request from Sweet Science Boxing for a boxing event to be held at the Celebrity Theater in Phoenix on Saturday, August 28th, 2021. And the third was a request from Thunderbolt Boxing for a boxing event to be held at Arizona Federal Theater in Phoenix on Friday, September 3rd, 2021. Lots of new things brewing. In fact, D2 is our 2021 event schedule. Mr. Becerra, can you speak to that, please?
Yes, real quick on D1 on the event reports for Rough Nation, I wrote Sunday, July 31st, and actually it's a Saturday. They've been doing a lot of Sunday events, and I thought it was a Sunday. Just double check my calendar. It's a Saturday, July 31st. And I just got a request from Thunderbolt late afternoon. They want to change their September 3rd date to Saturday, September 18th. They like the first Fridays of every month, but they want to try midweek Saturday. So they did send that one late yesterday. So that's just a little quick update for our event schedule. We just approved 4 events right now. We still have 5 pending events. We have completed 9 events so far. I believe we're at 21 events. If we stay the same, I'm sure we're going to have at least 5 more by the end of the year. And in a COVID year, I think that's a great start for our first year coming back in COVID. So hopefully we could keep strong and have more events.
Perfect. Thank you, Mr. Becerra. Yeah, we've got a little bit of momentum and some great promoters getting involved. It bodes well for the future. Commissioners, thoughts, questions about our event schedule?
Mr. Chairman, I have none.
Okay.
None from me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. We'll look forward to a full schedule going forward. Speaking of schedules, item D3 is our 2021 commission meeting schedule. Mr. Becerra.
Yeah, this just keeps, just for your records, our next commission meeting will be August 11th. We haven't made any changes. There are still dates for the rest of the year. I like to add it just so you guys could keep it in mind.
Okay, great. Thank you. Commissioners, you all good for August 11th?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, well, why don't we press on, go to E, and chat with the public. E is our call to the public. Those members of the public wishing to address the commission must attend via video conference or either utilize the raise hand function or message the meeting host directly. Mr. Becerra, are there folks who would like to chat with us?
So far, I haven't seen anybody. No,
Okay.
Nobody. I think it's going to be a quick meeting today.
Okay, fair enough. Let's keep pressing. F is the call to the commission. Commission members or the executive director may introduce a summary of current events, ask questions, and/or make comments. Commissioners, Mr. Becerra, anything we need to talk about?
Nothing that we need to talk about, just an update from since our last meeting on June 9th. We've had 4 events. We had the UFC, we had Rough, Sweet Science, and last week we had Thunderbolt. The crowds are getting bigger. That's a great sign for Arizona. Another thing is we do have, not this week, but next week we have Del Sol. That's where Ray Beltran's going to fight, former title champion. And they're going to bring back the Arizona state belts for the featherweight. That's a great thing for Arizona, bringing back competition for all of our up-and-comers, up-and-coming fighters. Just an update, Todd Whitmore, he's continuing making his payment. Everything's all set. Mr. Beltran, I'm going to mute you just a second. Thank you, sir. And yeah, so we have that Del Sol on July 16th. They're going to have the Arizona State title. They're going to have Danny Barrios. He's a 5-0 fighter versus Edward Ceballos, 9-3. His last 2 coming in by TKO. For the featherweight at 126, it's going to be exciting news for Arizona to bring back the Arizona State title and bring that competition. Just another update. We do have Rough Road to One again at the end of July 31st. Right before that, we're going to the ABC meeting that weekend, the weekend before, to go meet with all the other commissions and keep updating with all of that. We're going to have some interviews next week. We're going to interview for my old position, the admin assistant for the commission. We do need that help. So hopefully we could pick someone next week and they could be here by the next commission meeting. So that's also great news. And just real quick with our sanctioning bodies, SAND of Arizona and IKF of Arizona, they both have events on July 17th, the Saturday after the show. And USMTA has July 24th and July 31st. That's all for me.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Becerra. Thank you. You've done a spectacular job getting up to speed and taking the helm as you have. I think you've done great work and look forward to getting you some help too.
Thank you, sir.
Commissioners, thoughts, questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have none.
I had one question, Mr. Becerra. Just wanted to commend you for doing a great job with all the events. It's gotten a chance to. I was at the UFC and at the Rough event, and it's gone really well. I did have one question, just about there was obviously a very public injury at the UFC, and some very public concerns on social media and other places about both our the way that the commission handled that, both from a refereeing and from a medical perspective. And I was wondering if there was an opportunity to debrief and educate about that particular event, so that we might not have a similar issue in the future.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully have start the meetings. We normally do have meetings every week for both boxing and MMA. Lately, we haven't done those just because we've been on events back to back for the past 5 weeks. Hopefully, next week we're gonna start with MMA and boxing, and we are gonna bring that fight and other fights that we like to learn from other people's mistakes as well. So yeah, we are going to start with those meetings again.
Yeah, I would just, as it relates particularly to that event, I would just encourage that Dr. Oda be involved. I think one of the things that I spoke with him at the event about after was just for certain events, tailoring the medical team a little bit to the event. So, for instance, it might have been helpful to have an orthopedic surgeon in the building for that, and especially what we've seen in the UFC events, not just ours, but in other events, is that the orthopedic injuries, the very serious orthopedic injuries, seem to be increasing in frequency, with things like tib fractures and knee dislocations, in our case an elbow dislocation. And I think having an orthopedic surgeon on site for these bigger events, especially in MMA, or for instance in boxing, maybe to have a concussion specialist or somebody with sports expertise in concussion training. I think helping Dr. Oda to shape the medical team so that we could have a little bit more of a tailored response to those types of injuries in the building, I think might be something to bring forward.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good idea.
Agreed, Doctor. I'd love to see a tailored approach going forward. But I think yourself and Dr. Oda and everyone on board did a really nice job after that injury and making things as right as we could. But I think the response was nice. But yes, an orthopedic surgeon would have been lovely to have on board too. So let's keep talking about your tailored approach. I like that. Commissioner Pennington, any thoughts or questions?
Mr. Chairman, I have none. I think already covered the UFC event fairly well. So thank you.
Sure. Okay, good. Well, let's jump into G, our announcement that the next regularly scheduled commission meeting will be at 10 a.m. on Wednesday, August 11th, 2021, and is subject to change based on a quorum, which pushes us towards the possibility of adjournment if there was a motion for such.
Mr. Chairman, I had the opportunity to participate in this meeting, and I will move that we adjourn.
Nicely done. We have a motion. Is there a second?
I will second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries 3-0. We are officially adjourned. Thank you all for your time, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.
Mr. Becerra, would you give me a call whenever you get back to your office?
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much.